Hello guys, I decided to make a video, my first ever video for YouTube. I don't even have a YouTube channel yet, I have to create one, about my aquarium, demi-john aquarium. This is a DIY aquarium, and just to give you an idea, before I get closer, I wanted to show you, I placed it on a stool. This is a hand-carved Norwegian stool because I'm an Italian but I live in Norway. And I decided to make one of these because I didn't have enough space for a proper aquarium. It's a small flat here. It's just a 30 square meter flat. I didn't have any big shelf. You see there is some empty space behind it, but in reality it's next to a door, to the door of a cupboard, which I need to open and close. So there is no way I could have a proper shelf or a proper heavy piece of furniture there. So I bought this stool, but initially I just had the bowl on the floor. So let me get a bit closer to it. You can see that it's a wide neck demi-john. Wide neck, you see, it's one of those demi-johns that are used for oil in southern Italy or other parts of the world for that matter. So the opening is relatively small. It's maybe 12 centimeters. I will write the correct measurement later. So that you see it from the top. So whatever is inside there, of course, has to go through this. And also a consequence of the fact that it has a neck like that is that you cannot fill it up to the top. This is Sushi. Hi, Sushi. It's my beautiful betta fish that I'm really, really fond of. So sorry for the interruption. So as I was saying, you cannot fill it up to the top, because if you do so, if you get closer to the neck, there will be too little gas exchange, because the surface of the water is determining when it comes to gas exchange. So you just have to keep it like this, you know, like to more or less the level that I have it at, the water. So how did I make this? The basics of it are, you have to have a demi-john. You can buy it on Amazon or eBay, and they are, theoretically they're cheap, but it gets expensive because you have to have it shipped to you. Maybe you can buy one locally, secondhand. Just look around, shop around. The other thing is you need if you have a betta fish, of course, because this is a very, very low tech tank, so there is no CO2, there is no pump, no filter, nothing. It's basically just a heating rod, which is essential if you have a betta fish, because a betta fish needs nice temperature water. And you have a thermometer here at the back. This is very important for you to know. You see now it's 25.5, which is absolutely fine. It's very, very important to have a thermometer there to just monitor the temperature of the water. And it should stay more or less constant like that. And then you have a clip-on light like this one. This is from IKEA from a few years ago, but they have an almost identical one now. The one thing I regret is I would have bought a white one if I could go back. Maybe I'm gonna get myself one, because all these black wires at the back are not really ideal in my opinion. I don't like them so much. One is the heater, of course, and there is nothing you can do about it. The heating element is black and it's got a black wire. I'm gonna plant another, or buy another plant, so that I can conceal those wires a bit better. But back to how I made the aquarium. So basically what you need is I decided not to have proper soil because I didn't dare plant the plants directly into the soil. So I did some research, and I found that lots of people actually have plants that you can glue onto stones or rocks or pieces of wood. And that's exactly what I did. I got myself some beautiful pieces of wood from the aquarium store. I made sure that they were small enough to go through the neck, and I can assure you that it's not such an easy operation, because the larger one you see in the middle is actually almost as wide as the neck. So you have to bring a centimeter and just do your calculations, you know, just be sure that you don't make a mistake there. Yeah, I have several pieces of wood. I have this larger one, then the one to the left These two I put together in order to form some sort of grotto for Sushi to swim in. He loves to hide in places like this when it's too bright outside or towards the evening. You can see my foot here in the reflection. That's very funny. He needs to hide, you know, inside some place when it gets too bright. It's important. So yeah, so that's pretty much what you need to know in terms of what you can put as a decoration inside. I used regular gravel, which is obviously not fertile, so it's not ideal if you want to plant directly into the soil. But having said that, I'm trying right now. I just planted these little plants that you can see here. They are not doing very well, but I planted them yesterday, so I'm still very thrilled to see what will happen. They are a plant called Althernantera Reinecki. I will write the name later. It's a very beautiful red plant, i.e. it's beautiful if you know what you're doing. I'm obviously not an aquarium expert. I want to make that clear, so I'm just giving you my personal advice as a friend on how to do this, but you know, I'm not an aquarist. I'm not someone who owns lots of aquariums, so I'm just doing things by trial and error. But you know, I've been doing this for 3 years, so I pretty much know what is safe and what is not. So this plant I'm telling you about, the Althernantera Reinecki, or AR, this is actually a very beautiful plant, but look at it now. It doesn't look good at all, because this should be bright red. It's a very beautiful red, brownish color, very flashy color. And the reason why it's not working out is that there is no proper nutrients in the soil and I have no CO2. You have to just weigh up things. You know, if you want to go for something safe, go for these beautiful anubias. I have a smaller one to the left and a larger one to the right. They're slow growers, but they are very rewarding, amazingly beautiful plants with fleshy, healthy leaves. And behind I have a Java fern of a type that I will write on top because it's got a tricky name. And then I have some Christmas moss that I glued onto a piece of wood from the aquarium store. If you keep down to these plants that I'm showing you now, the upper part of the aquarium, this is really almost idiot proof. I mean, I challenge you, I don't think you can mess it up. The only thing, you will have to do some maintenance on the moss, because moss can grow a little bit out of hand, so you have to trim it sometimes, you know. You just give it a haircut and that's it, basically. You know, it's just the only requirement, because these plants are relatively slow growers and they do pretty well by themselves. On the other hand, as I was saying, this is my main failure, these Althernantera plants, which should be looking amazing. I will introduce a picture here to show you what they should look like. I'm still not giving up because I figured out something. I've had this gravel for 3 years. And even though, of course, I do change the water and everything, there is a lot of debris in the gravel. So how can it not have some nutrients? In my opinion, it has to have some nutrients. So 2 days ago, I had these dying Alternanteras, which I had glued onto stones, which I then placed in my aquarium. I've done this many times, but with this specific plant, it does not work that well. With other plants, it's perfectly fine, but not with this one. So I decided to cut the top of the plants and see if by replanting them into the substrate, which is just gravel, things would improve. This is an experiment. I really don't know what's gonna happen next, but it's worth trying, you know. It doesn't cost me a thing, and hopefully they will catch on and they will improve. I know that they will probably need some other elements like CO2 or nutrients, which I don't have. There are some things called root tabs, which you can put into the soil, even gravel like mine, and they should really improve the situation. I don't know whether I'm gonna do it right now, but whatever I do, there might be an update. If I see that you guys are interested and you ask me questions, then I might do another one and tell you a bit more about how it went. And I will also tell you how to do maintenance on this bowl. All right. I hope this has been useful to someone, maybe someone looking demi-johns up or homemade aquariums or whatever might be interested in this video. So Bye for now, and bye from sushi as well. Bye bye.